Welcome, everybody. Thank you for joining us on today's webinar. This is Introducing Trimble Connect for Geospatial Workflows. My name is Darian Mieta, and I'm a Senior Technical Support Specialist with Altera Central. I've been with the company for about 4 years, and I've had extensive experience with this workflow and software. It can be utilized in a multitude of ways, but we're going to be focusing on the Trimble Access, TBC, and Connect integration. Also joining us today are Zach Edwards and Ian Preble,
who will be monitoring the chat box and answering questions as best they can.
You won't be able to speak directly during this webinar, but you can type in all of your questions in the chat box and we'll address them during the Q&A session at the end. If you're interested in extended or customized training, please reach out to your salesman or me directly and we can definitely arrange something tailored to your needs. Here's what we'll cover today. We'll do an overview of what Trimble Connect is, the platform and its role in the geospatial workflow, benefits and uses, why would this be a valuable resource to incorporate at all levels of your project, understanding the different licensing types, the role of the entitlement administrator, and creating a Trimble ID registration, setting up and creating projects, folder structure, permissions, file formats. I'll go through the Trimble Connect web interface, a walkthrough of the key tabs, including activity log, extension, tags, and permissions. We'll go through the cloud to field and field to cloud workflows, how to move data efficiently between the field and the office. We'll step into Trimble Business Center and look at the connected workspace, managing projects directly through TBC. And then finally, we'll address any questions that you had throughout the presentation. Our goal is to give you a complete understanding of how Trimble Connect integrates with Trimble Access and TBC, and how this creates a seamless workflow that saves time, reduces reworks, and improves communication between all stakeholders in the project lifecycle. So what is Trimble Connect? Trimble Connect is a cloud-based storage platform and an open collaboration tool built within Amazon Web Services. It functions as a common data environment, or CDE, which means it's designed to keep all projects, files, folders, everything in the job in one secure, accessible place. It's ideal for coordination and review during the design, survey, and construction phase of a project. This environment allows consistent, near real-time updates so that the field and office are always in sync. With Trimble Connect, you can maintain control over changes, track progress, and ensure that all stakeholders, whether they're in the field, in the office, or working remotely, are on the same page and communicating efficiently. What are the differences between the old ways and the new? How will this workflow really change your world? Well, the old ways and the new ways are vastly different. Before platforms like Trimble Connect, many teams relied on outdated and inefficient methods. USB drives physically carried between office to field, extra hires like runners, email attachments for third-party file sharing like Dropbox or Google Drive, manual downloads and uploads at each step. These methods are slow and prone to error and create risk for data loss, corruption, or version mismatches. A worst-case scenario could mean
the field crew collects bad data because of a miscommunication or incorrect files that were given to them.
Whatever the reason may be, they collect the wrong data, and the issue can only be discovered days later after all the files are back in the office. And then this forces a costly rework that could have been done and addressed within hours rather than days. This new way with Trimble Connect offers near real-time data sync as fast as 1 minute, depending on your settings, automatic integration within Trimble Business Center and Access, and then tools for superior insight and troubleshooting like the 3D viewer, tags, and extensions like reality capture and field data, which I'll go over later. This offers faster delivery of project deliverables to clients and opens lines of communications for all stakeholders at all points. Ultimately, having the reassurance and confidence there that you'll have the right files at the right time to the right people is worth the minor inconvenience of having to transfer over your data to the cloud. Some further notes on platforms, benefits, and uses for this workflow are that Trimble Connect is accessible on multiple platforms. There is the Windows desktop app that's available on the Trimble website for download. There is a web browser interface that's accessible from any modern browser. The connected workspace in TBC, which is fully integrated, and then the mobile app that's available for both Android and iOS. These platforms connect the right people to the right data at the right time, allowing surveyors to view, share, and update project information from anywhere. This ensures that field to office and office to field workflows are seamless. Key benefits here that I want you to take away: file redundancy. Files are always backed up at regular intervals depending on your settings, and this reduces the risk of loss. Once that data is uploaded, you have that data. Even if it's deleted from the cloud, you can recover it. This improves job management styles. One of the new features that I really enjoy is that you can mark a job complete and it's hidden from the device in the field, so that this offers a cleaner, more focused workspace. There's less fodder on the screen and just an ease of mind to both the office and the field, so there's less confusion there. Collaboration. This enables real-time problem solving without waiting for end-of-day uploads. The office staff can review, annotate, and share feedback as needed. This all leads to better coordination, faster turnaround times, and improved confidence when bidding for projects, knowing you can deliver with accuracy and efficiency. All right, now let's talk about licensing, because this is an important piece of setting up your workflow. At the center of this process is the entitlement administrator, the person in your organization who manages Trimble Connect business licenses, or any licenses that your company may hold. This individual assigns licenses to users through the Trimble License Manager and ensures each user has a registered Trimble identity, as well as controls access to the license pool. Licenses are typically obtained when you purchase Trimble Business Center or Trimble Access. Trimble Business Center subscription and Trimble Access license altogether comes with a Trimble Connect business license if you register. If you're not using a TBC license, you'll need to either share an existing license or purchase an additional Connect license for office use.
Whoever we assign those licenses to in our virtual warehouse system is who will be able to see those licenses in their license manager.
I'll kind of go over more of the logistics later on, but first, let me briefly explain the Trimble Identity Registration. Everyone that you're going to be adding in here needs to be creating a TID, or if you're going to be using generic company emails, just make sure to keep a record of those credentials, because these logins will be assigned by collector. We'll start at myprofile.trimble.com, although you can access this page from any Trimble website if you attempt to log in. We'll click Create a Trimble ID. You'll enter your information, first, last, and email, and be prompted to create a password after it sends you a code. Once you confirm your password, you'll be prompted to create a multi-factor authentication. And I do recommend this in these times of uneasy security. Once this is completed, the entitlement administrator can assign that license to that TID in the license manager. You don't necessarily need a license to register either. You can have access to the Connect free platform, but all emails that are assigned a license need to be registered. The license manager is accessible at license-manager.trimble.com. This is where all your licenses in your organization are managed. Within the Licenses tab, you can view all available licenses in your pool and see which licenses are assigned to which person. In the Users tab, you can add registered TID users and promote certain users to admin so they can help manage these licenses. If you add a user as an admin, that will make them a delegate of the license pool, and they will get access to the Switch Accounts tab. The administrator role is powerful, though. It allows control over user access, license distribution, and project creation. So this should be assigned to a trusted team member or a group of team members under an administrator email. And again, not everyone needs a paid license. Some can work under the free Connect plan, which still allows them to view and interact with files, but with storage and feature limitations. When you create a new project in Trimble Connect, start by giving it a clear, descriptive title so it's easy to identify. If you're working in North America, which I assume you are, make sure it's set correctly so that your project is hosted on the correct server for optimal performance. When creating your project, review the project details to make sure that you're assigning the appropriate license from your license pool. This ensures that all features you'll need are going to be available. Trimble Connect supports a wide variety of file formats, including CAD formats like DWG and DXF, PDFs, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, CSV, image, video, point cloud, scan data, that's available for view in the Reality Capture extension. And then there's system file folders that it also accepts, like FXLs for configuration updates. Because Connect supports such a broad range of file types, it can serve as a one-stop location for all project documentation, not just survey data. The Trimble Connect interface is clean and intuitive, with several key areas to be aware of. There's the project dashboard that shows all your projects and provides quick access. The 3D viewer can be activated by selecting the 3D viewer box on the top right. The File Explorer tab. This is the main hub for uploading, downloading, and organizing files. Activity log, where all changes to the project, including uploads, downloads, edits, and deletions, are visible. There is the Team tab, where you add and manage project members. And the Extensions tab. This is where we'll enable features like reality capture and field data. Beyond the basic project setup, there are several optional settings that can make your workflow more efficient. In the Project Details tab, you can add start and end dates, descriptions, and then just confirm your project ownership details. There are project-specific configurations like applying coordinate systems, but I don't necessarily recommend that because you might be hosting several different job types in here. And then from here, you can also leave or delete a project. Admins can remove themselves or fully delete projects, while users can just leave if they want. Notifications can be set up for all project members. Project admins can define email preferences for all users, or they can allow users to customize their own preferences. You can set it so that you're only receiving information that's relevant to you, choosing to be notified when activities are present, like file manipulation, to-do creation, comments, or project updates. Understanding team roles in Connect is essential. So just to be clear how this user structure works, you start off with the entitlement administrator with an optional delegate of that license manager if you want them to have access to the pool as well. The entitlement administrator assigns a license, and that person becomes an admin in Trimble Connect. That's typically a crew chief, someone that you want to have control of the data, or someone in the office you want to be able to upload and change things. Then typically the mobile workers are all going to be users, because depending on their level of experience, you don't want them to be able to manipulate too much. The license holder is automatically an admin on projects that they create, with full control over creating and managing projects. They can add and remove users, edit permissions, create folders, and upload and download. Users can access project files and folders according to permissions set by admins. Some of the options here when you click a file. Regarding permission levels, there's full access, read-only access, and no access. You can share, delete files or folders. To delete files, you'll need full access to permissions. You can download an item locally, or use the Move To button to open the panel, find the top layer folders or nested items. And if you double-click on the folder icon inside of Trimble Connect, you'll be able to see the entire folder tree just to get a better view of exactly what your structure looks like. You can even use the folder tree as a quick access to drag and drop files. An activity log is also recorded for this specific document. You can even generate QR codes directly from Connect. Check-in, check-out is a really neat tool in Connect as well. It's a collaborative revision tool. You can check out a file to prevent others from making changes while you modify it and check it back in when it's ready. Do note that when a file is checked out, it cannot be synchronized, so you'll just need to make sure to check it back in whenever it is ready. You can add tags to every file you upload, which is very helpful with filtering data in the field, or when you're just communicating to field workers what they need to be looking for. From Trimble Access, you can add tags on the job page, and from TBC, you can add it in the connected workspace. Additionally, you can export to Excel or add this document to your final deliverable. Another beautiful part of this workflow is that the majority of these operations can be applied in bulk. This not only includes functionalities like delete or move, but also adding metadata and details. From here, organizing your data is crucial for efficiency's sake. In Trimble Connect, folders can be structured in a way that reflects your company's workflow. There's no single correct way for your structure to look, and it's not my place to necessarily recommend a structure, but at the very least, I do recommend a top-level folder for each project with subfolders, possibly, optionally, for categories like control, design data, raw field data, process, deliverables, such and such. This structure makes it a little bit easier for both field and office staff to quickly find the files they're needing. Consistent structure also helps when working with multiple teams or subcontractors. You can give them access to only the folders they need with the confidence that files are organized and labeled correctly so that there's no room for confusion. Once your project is created and folders are set up, the key to smooth operation is consistent file naming and tagging. Permissions can be set at the floor or file level here. Cloud management. The activity log is especially powerful. It not only shows who did what and when, but also allows you to recover earlier versions of files if something is accidentally deleted or overwritten. When restoring items, you can restore them with permissions inherited from the parent folder you're placing them in, or give them the original permissions that they had on them before they were deleted. You can filter the activity log by date modified, users, user groups, or activity type. Using descriptive file names and adding tags when uploading makes filtering in the field much easier. For example, you might tag control files as control or design updates as version 2. Field crews can then filter by tag to instantly find what they're needing without scrolling through a long list. Trimble Connect includes optional extensions that greatly expand functionality. The field data extension is a replacement for the old survey tools utility and must be toggled on. My teammate, Zach Edwards, that's on this call, has several resources on our Altera YouTube channel relating to reality capture. One including the how to leverage Trimble's reality capture platform service in Trimble Connect with point cloud data, and I do recommend you go and check those out. The field data extension syncs and manages field collected survey data. From here, you can view your properties, coordinate system, expand the map, and you do have different views in here from map view, list view, or file view. You can view the job properties, linked files, reports, and settings directly in Connect, as well as your point manager. One of the things I kind of mentioned in the beginning is that you can change your status to QA complete, and this will actually take the job completely off of the collector, but you'll still be able to see and maintain the data from the cloud. And then tags, we want to organize files by category, status, or priority. You can add tags or remove tags here, improve searchability for large projects. Reality capture, this integrates and manages 3D scan and photogrammetry data. You can view, measure, and annotate point clouds without opening TBC at all. This supports data from SX10s, SX12s, X7s, and X9 instruments. We can take measurements and view all your scan stations, create views of certain sections of the scans so that there's not too much noise when trying to go through the reports. And you can specifically box in that area for someone to review later. This tool is perfect for analyzing data in this platform, and the fact that it's hosted on the cloud engine allows for complete visualization of the point clouds, stations, pictures, and provides simple navigation tools for panoramic imagery, allowing for users to easily view and understand all of their project data. Here's how the workflow plays out in real time. The company wins a bid and receives parameters for their new job. Office to field. The office staff uploads design files, control points, or other resources to the Connect project. Field crew opens up Trimble Access, logs in with their TID to Trimble Connect, and downloads the necessary files. Then the field crew collects the data, uploads it back to the project, either automatically after completing a survey or manually at a chosen time. And then the office staff can review the updated files and check for accuracy and parameters. You can clean up what you need and deliver your final product. If corrections are needed, updated instructions or files can be sent right back to the field from there. This loop ensures that both sides are always working with the most current information. I'll go over the cloud to field, field to cloud portion. In Trimble Access, we want to sign into the cloud. And from there, you can download the data immediately. We simply have to click and manually download all the information that we're looking for. Downloading data in the field. Say someone forgot a feature code library, an FXL, before they left the office. They can go ahead and navigate to their Connect files once they've logged in and synced. Download that file and link it wherever it needs to go. So here we'll need to go into the feature code library box. Uploading updates or a local project to the cloud. Select the project in the project screen and tap the gear button to open the project settings. Tap Upload. A Create Cloud Project dialog appears. If your workflow involves multiple jobs, I recommend creating projects in Trimble Connect first rather than from Trimble Access. This is because if you create projects directly from Trimble Access, each one becomes its own separate folder with no higher level organization. By starting in Connect, you can set up an overarching folder structure that can host multiple related jobs under one main project. I'm going to go ahead and create a CSV as an example from this job. To upload items that were created inside of a hosted Connect folder, simply press the three dots at the top right and select Upload. The rotating arrows on the cloud icon indicate that the job is currently syncing. If there's a check mark, that means that it's successfully synced. The files that you upload are available in the cloud and can be downloaded to other controllers using the Add button in the Layer Manager. Or by selecting the browser icon in the import options. A green cloud with a down arrow next to it indicates the file is ready to be downloaded to the controller. A blue cloud with the arrow next to it indicates you have selected to skip this file and it is not downloaded to the controller. A green cloud with an up arrow indicates the file is ready to be uploaded to the cloud. And a blue cloud with the up arrow indicates you have selected to skip this file and it will not be uploaded. The green rotating arrows in the cloud icon mean that the file is being synchronized, and the green check mark indicates the file is both on the controller successfully and is the exact same file as in the cloud. If you see alternating arrows and an error message on a red cloud, this means that changes to the file in the cloud conflict with the local file and action is needed. A blue cloud with alternating arrows indicates that a file conflict has been resolved because you have chosen to overwrite or keep a local file. Trimble Connect allows you to control how and when data is synced. So let's go through some of the cloud settings here in Trimble Access. To include linked files to jobs when uploading data, the Upload Linked Files checkbox must be selected. There are optional automatic uploads, triggered when you end a survey, log in, or schedule a time. Wi-Fi only uploads prevents uploads over a cellular data connection to save bandwidth or for security purposes. Or you can specify a particular Wi-Fi source that you want to be the catalyst for any syncing with the Trusted Networks Only option. This restricts uploads to specific Wi-Fi networks such as your office connection. These settings are especially useful if your field crews work in areas with spotty service or if you want to ensure sensitive data only uploads through secure networks. Trimble Access will notify you if a local version of a file is at odds with the cloud version and give you the option to download the newest version available. Trimble Connect maintains a version history. You can see exactly when a file was changed and by whom. Cloud to TBC. Quickly, I just want to go over remote saving in TBC. One of the powerful integrations is the ability to save directly from TBC to Connect using the remote save feature. When exporting deliverables, choose remote save and select your Connect project. The files are uploaded directly to the cloud, no need for manual transfers. Field crews can then download the updated files straight to their data collector. When you access the connected workspace in TBC, browse the full job directory for a project. Access project files without leaving TBC, download multiple files at once, and review properties and metadata directly within the workspace. This eliminates the need to consistently switch between TBC and a web browser, streamlining office workflows yet again. I quickly wanted to name some resources as well. Altera Central's YouTube channel does have a few tips on this workflow, as well as learn.trimble.com has some seminars and some instruction that are really useful. They're always coming out with new things. Warranty information. If you have an active Trimble Access firmware maintenance agreement, a Trimble Connect business license is already included. You just have to get to your salesman or myself and ask them to get you all registered for the Connect workspace. This is also available immediately if you have a TBC subscription. So if this workflow is seeming like it's going to work for your company and this is something you're interested in, it is worth asking your salesman to either register your current software maintenance with Trimble Connect or to get your warranty up to date so that you can do that. That is about all I have for you. So thank you for listening. We're going to open this up to a Q&A session. In case I didn't get to everything here, we're just going to open the chat box and review those questions as well. Let's go through some of our poll questions. Have you ever worked with Trimble Connect? Some of you said yes, and I hope this presentation cleared up some of the questions that you had with new insights. There are a lot of new up and coming features that I hope you were able to explore and become more familiar with during this presentation. And then the majority said not at all, or somewhat but not familiar. I did go through the basic setup of everything. I hope this presentation did answer the initial questions about Trimble Connect that you had going into this, and that there's a clear understanding of the workflow. This is the direction that Trimble is going, so the earlier you jump on this wagon, the better. Is your Trimble Access software warranty currently up to date? The majority of you said yes, and that's great news. If your Trimble Access warranty is up to date, then you already have a Trimble Connect business license waiting for you. You just have to reach out to me or your salesman directly, and then we can get that registered. Let's address some of the chat questions. Can a .job file be pushed from the PC to data collector or from a collector to collector? Yes, but not as a job. You can download a .job file in TBC, but in Trimble Access and Trimble Connect, this is going to be in the form of a JXL. It gets you the exact same result, and it's exactly what you expect to see on the Access controller.
Yeah, that is correct. And just to expand on that, I was working with a customer yesterday on this, and it's just kind of in your mind understanding that a .job, which is what Trimble Access uses, is for going from Access to TBC or Access to Connect. But the other way around, you're actually using a JXL, a job XML. There are some other formats, right? People mentioned CSVs, CAD formats, GIS formats. There's a lot of supported formats, but a JXL would be how you would take data from a job, push it through TBC to connect via TBC's connected workspace. So you can push through TBC, the JXL, and that could be the entirety of a job file that you preemptively brought into Business Center. And then once you push that out to connect in your data collector, you're essentially just downloading, like what Darian showed, the gear or the cog in the top right and the overarching connect project. It will then download the JXL or feature code library or CSV or drawing file, any of those types of files. And then you can reference those in the job creation. And as far as the JXL is concerned, you're just creating a new job using said JXL as a template, and it holds the same name and everything. So effectively, you're getting exactly what you're asking for, right? It's a .job that's pushed out and just converted to a JXL. And then the job's created using that JXL, and you would see everything identical to what you were seeing in TBC or in any other piece of hardware or software that can read a Trimble Access job. So long way to answer that one.
Can a licensed user request or send data from or to a user that isn't licensed? Yes. A licensed Trimble Connect user can share files and views with unlicensed users utilizing the free model. There's some limitations based on project type and how the data is shared, but so long as the user is added onto a project that does host a license, there shouldn't be any problems, except for the fact that unlicensed users can only join one project at a time. Do photos taken through the data collector linked to acquaint sync well in Trimble Connect? Yes. If there are photos taken through Access that are associated with the feature, those features and associated photos will come to Connect and TBC. Are there any restrictions on the size of a single file uploaded to Connect? When using Trimble Connect for browser, which has the most functionality, the max file size upload is 5 gigabytes per file, but there's no actual storage limit when it comes to the business license. What are the differences between Trimble Connect subscription plans? Which one is included as a part of my Trimble Access license? The Trimble Access warranty maintenance comes with the Connect business license. This is a legacy model that includes unlimited project creations, unlimited uploads, and unlimited project joins. For this session, I'm just going to focus on the legacy license, but if you have any other questions about any of the other licensing types listed here, just feel free to reach out to us.
So Joey had a question regarding Trimble Connect's capability for managing and tracking survey data, including field conditions, weather, crew notes, etc. The short answer is yes. I think it's just how you go about that. I don't know if Darren, you wanted to address that, but obviously, we can take pictures of field notes and those can be included and pushed through to Connect.
Just like anything that you sync from the field is available in the office, same as vice versa. So if you send a PDF or a Word document of field conditions or weather, crew notes, blueprints, anything like that can be added to the pool of information, as well as notifications to be set up for comments or users added or views that are created. It's possible for project admins to individually or bulk add and edit file metadata in projects. You can add as many details in there as you want to, and also create a template if you'd like. Once that template is published, it can be associated to all projects owned by that account. File attributes can be seen on the file detail pane inside a project. There is a robust metadata tracking capability for files and folders that enables users to manage and organize data effectively within a project. This includes the ability to add, edit, and track changes to metadata, as well as manage the file versions and activity logs, and add details like tags to further expand your filtering abilities. And just for your reference, here is again the tracked activities from the activity log, which includes project renames, shares, comments, and topics that are added. I've heard rumors that Trimble Sync Manager is being replaced by TBC Connected Workflow. And this is true. Yes, the Sync Manager is going away. This workflow is the total replacement for Sync Manager for all aspects of the Trimble Access work environment. Will the TBC Connected Workflow offer the same capabilities to Trimble Access modules such as pipelines? Yes, this workflow should be the same for any of the Trimble Access modules and should cover the entire Trimble environment. Connect and TBC's Connected Workspace are much better all around when it comes to the new features that have been incorporated. Trimble really is diving headfirst into this Connected Workspace model, and they have a great team working on it. So if you adopt this workflow and happen to see anything that's not working for you, they're very responsive to any problems going on. So just let us know and we'll work together with Trimble directly to get anything that you need addressed. Will Trimble Connect work over a mobile Wi-Fi connection? Yes, you can configure the cloud settings to upload manually by set triggers or by time interval via mobile or Wi-Fi connection.
Another question here I'm seeing regarding the functionality of BCF topics. So someone, Wesley asked, what is the functionality of the BCF topics tab?
BCF topics is more or less like a Smart Notes tab. This is the tool that's primarily used with the augmented reality Trimble Sight Vision system. It's a real-time in the field augmented reality visualization software that's used for collaborating on projects to detect design changes or conflicts in a 3D space. And you can utilize reality capture along with the BCF topics for this. I won't get too much into it here, but basically, yes, it's an augmented reality note-taking platform. Is the geospatial workflow the only type of workflow that Trimble Connect can be utilized for? The short answer is no. Trimble Connect can be used to unify your team with clarity and purpose on multiple platforms, so long as it's on the cloud, and so long as your data accommodates to the formats. So this can be for geospatial, construction, design, and deliverable phase. To review and annotate models, drawings, and documents with flexible viewers, and combine models into a single unified 3D view for a deeper insight. You can also share 2D documents and drawings and images, and the only thing that changes is the software that you're using to utilize that data. So you can use this with a multitude of softwares, but when it comes to Trimble, what makes this so ideal is that it's seamless across all the Trimble platforms. It can cover everything from a GIS Teraflex workflow, a augmented reality construction sight vision workflow, the Trimble Access TBC workflow. It can host CAD data back and forth, and 3D data directly from Tekla or Revit. So not only can it be used in the geospatial setting, but also in the MGIS, BIM, and construction world as well. So it really just depends on how you want to utilize it. And there is a wide array of opportunities here. And like I said, if you are interested in something more customized to what your company is looking for, just reach out to us and we can definitely customize a training for you.
But I don't see any more content questions that we haven't addressed either verbally or through the question answer interface and GoToWebinar.
So same here. I think everything's been covered, Derry.
Okay, great. Well, I'm going to go ahead and end this session. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. If you have any follow-up questions, we're always here for you. Let us know if you're interested in something like this in the future. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.